Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising Signs. Welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Hope you guys are really well. So today is your August 2016 month ahead tarot forecast. As you know, I no longer shuffle the cards on screen. They're shuffled like 5 minutes literally before I come on screen. And it's just so it saves time. So it's going to be a shorter reading, maybe 10-15 minutes, because I've got to finish off the live spreads and also I've got personal readings on at the minute, so it's very busy time for me. If you'd like a private reading with me, Libra, go to www.carolsuniverse.co.uk. So we're going to have a look at what's coming in for you for the month of August 2016. Your advice card is the Two of Wands. Now, the Two of Wands is about someone who is determined to take an idea out into the world and to develop it. Okay, so they're determined to grow something, Wands are all about the intentions that we have. So when you get the Two of Wands, this person is on the start of a journey, more or less. Sometimes this card can mean, well, I'm kind of conflicted between two things. But I always notice, always notice now with this card, that this guy has one wand that is perched on top of a pillar. So he's determined to take at least one of these two wands forward. And the other one he leaves in reserve. Okay, wands are also in association with energy. Okay, because they're fire. They're representative of fire, they're representative of electricity, energy, heat, motivation, ambition. So he's determined to take, and he's got a world in the hand. So he's got the world in his hand. Okay, he sees great potential in this idea that he's looking to take forward into the world. But it's only the one wand that he takes forward. To me, he doesn't take the two, because one of the wands is bolted. Can you see? It's bolted to a pillar. This wand here, let's see if we get the correct one. This wand here, if you can see that, is bolted. To me, this means this man is not, he's not going to be taking that wand anywhere. It's left in reserve. Okay, so it's an idea that he's got. He's got kind of a couple of ideas, but it's the one idea that he wants to kind of road test first. All right, and I suppose in a way we can look at this card and say, well, the idea that you would be at a crossroads is choosing which idea to go with. Okay, so I feel that the advice for the month of August, Libra, is really to be certain and to be confident enough to at least take something out into the world. If you've got an idea, if you've got a notion, if there's anything that the one wand is the Ace of Wands. It's this card here which shows up in your general energy. But we've got that with the Seven of Wands, which is interesting collaboration for me. As you know, I'm an intuitive reader, so whilst I know what every single one of these 78 cards means, I'll only ever read intuitively, and I'll only ever read what I feel the cards are trying to tell me. That's the best way to do tarot, is just to... It's far more freeing when you can read cards based on what the pictures and your intuition are telling you. It just gives you a bit more leverage with reading, rather than just reading what the meanings are. Okay? This person with the Seven of Wands, your energy is the Seven of Wands to start with, and it shows determination. That's what happens when you have a Seven of Wands. It shows that you are confident enough, you're determined enough, even if you're tired, even if you are absolutely bamboozled, even if you are absolutely exhausted. It shows a resoluteness with this card. It shows a determination against all odds, and the odds are the Six Wands on the bottom. So if you see the Six Wands, these are the opponents. They're the odds. The guy with the one wand is saying, I'm determined to take... And it's funny how he holds one wand there. There's one wand on here. And there's one wand that this guy holds on to here. And that's very interesting to me, if I looked at the cards in terms of that, seeing one wand with those three cards. Somebody holds on to one wand all the time. There's a person here, or there's a hand that is holding. There is a hand holding one wand. And I feel that this is more about how resolute you are on an idea, or how resolute you are to change something within your life. But I feel that you might come up against some opposition to something. But you know, it's almost like with that, with this being the case here, that you are determined to do something. But I also feel that the advice here is saying, yes, be confident enough and take that one wand out, but also have a backup plan, which is the one that is bolted to that other pillar. I get the sense that the universe is saying, by all means, be confident, have a lot of self-belief, because the wands are also indicative of what we believe in. So it's, you know, when you have an intention to do something, it means that you believe in it. Okay, you believe in this thing that you need to do, that you need to go out into the world and experience. And when I look at the Ace of Wands, it's the light bulb moment. If you look at this card, it's about somebody who's come up with they've either had an epiphany, there's a rush of blood to the head, there's a rush of blood to the loins. But this card, because the wands are to do with creativity, it could be a new creative idea that you've had. It could be a light bulb moment where the lights suddenly go on. It can represent that you've had an awakening in terms of your life and you know exactly what direction you want to go in. The thumbs up on this card this is more like the green light card. It says, yes, this is the right thing to do. Yes, this feels good. This feels right. This is what I'm going to, you know, this is what I'm going to pursue. I feel that the universe is saying this month, by all means, pursue something. Take it out into the world and be confident when you do it. But also, I get the impression that you need to take account of other people's ideas and and this is the only time that I would say this in terms of the Chariot as well, which we'll discuss in a moment. So I feel that there is the determination to take an idea or to take something or do something in your life in the month of August, Libra. And I feel that you are so determined that it would take wild horses to drag you away from it, because I just feel that you are standing in such power over a particular idea in the month of August 2016. And as I've said, I do see that there are people who are kind of opposing this because of this Seven of Wands. So you could come up against some opposition, some frictions, some disagreements, because this can also be the card of disagreements, disagreeing with others. I do feel that you'll be disagreeing with others, okay? Or you'll be... sometimes when you get the Seven of Wands, it means that you're doing too much as well, because those 6 wands can be people who are holding out their hands, as I always say, and they're asking for something from you. So those 6 wands on the bottom can be saying, please, I want this, I want that. And you're saying, no, I don't have the time. I'm already dealing with one thing. I'm dealing with something else at the moment. So, you know, I can't give you what you need. So sometimes, to me, this is like, in a way, the Six of Pentacles card, because the Six of Pentacles can be a card where somebody is being asked from many people. Many people want someone's attention. And so I feel that you're dealing with lots of responsibilities in the month of August 2016, Libra. And I feel that, you know, more than anything with this reading, it's saying that you need to either slow down, not be so overly confident, because you have to be overly confident to wave a wand at several people, because you're outnumbered. This person is outnumbered. When it's in the reverse, this person surrenders. When it's upright, this person doesn't surrender. So they're absolutely resolute in their belief. And nothing stops them. Nothing is going to take them from what they believe in, from what they feel the right way is. But it can also be, as I've said, the card of doing too much, because there are too many expectations on you. Okay, so it's almost like you are determined to pursue something in the month of August, but you might be taking on a little bit too much, more than you can possibly handle, I feel, which is why the advice card is the Two of Wands. By all means, go out there, do your thing, be confident, but also leave something in reserve, okay? Because it might be that if you're doing far, far too much, you might end up a cropper in the end. You might not be able to fulfill all of your responsibilities or all of your... all that is expected of you. You might not be able to fulfill it because you've just got... I just feel that I get the sense with this reading that you've got too much on, or you're doing too much. And you need to kind of streamline everything and make a detailed plan, because the wands can also be indicative of doing things without thinking. So because the wands are to do with fire energy, sometimes it's a rush to the head. Sometimes it's like, bing, yes, I've got this idea and I'm just going to do it. But you don't really take the time to look at, okay, what are the time constraints on this? What is the deadline that I've got to hit? What are the things that I've got to do? And I just get the feeling that this reading is telling me that you hit the goal in the end, at the end of the month, if this resonates with you in any way, Libra. But it really takes some doing, all right? It really, really takes some doing. The first card to show is the Seven of Pentacles. And when you get the Seven of Pentacles, it means to evaluate. It means to evaluate projects, what you've put your time into. It means to look at the rewards that you're getting in for your efforts. It means to decide whether you want to continue on a particular path or whether you want to move in another direction. Whatever is being evaluated with the Seven of Pentacles, Libra, in the month of August, I feel that there is a sense of, as I've said, doing too much, because we've got a Queen of Wands card that sits right next door. And it could be that you are evaluating projects. You're overseeing too many projects. I get that feeling to be. Now, it doesn't have to be purely work related. It can be that you work long hours, you're trying to renovate the home, or, you know, you're trying to organise holidays, or you're trying to make time for this, this and this. The Queen of Wands is a very successful character, but she's also someone who likes to be in the limelight. She's someone who likes to do many projects at once. She's a very busy card, okay? So when you get her, it means to be very, very proactive in your life. And I feel that whatever it is that you are evaluating here is potentially around projects, new things on the horizon, doing lots of different things, wondering if they're going to pay off, wondering if you're going to get in what it is that you've initially invested. But I do feel that there seems to be an element that you have taken on more than you can chew. Okay, because we've got the Ten of Wands sitting here as well. And the Ten of Wands means too many responsibilities, carrying too many burdens. Okay, and I feel it's through all of this busyness that you have going on with you, with that Queen of Wands energy, that means that you probably hardly have time for yourself, because we've got the Ten of Wands showing up next door. If the Queen of Wands for me means, you know, it can be a person, yes. So you could be evaluating maybe a fire sign individual, okay, wondering if there's... But both cards, Seven of Pentacles and Queen of Wands, are career and money interrelated. So where you'll get the Queen of Wands to suggest that it's a very busy time that you've got coming up, you know, you're in the forefront. You're probably at the helm of a lot of projects, in the forefront, the leader, somebody who has control over many things. The Seven of Pentacles means, have I done enough to reap the rewards from these busy projects? So if I were to look at these as being keywords, it could be that you're looking to see whether you have done enough to reap the rewards from all of the busy stuff, all of the projects you've got on. You know, have I done enough to actually be successful in the month of August, in getting something back, in reaping what I have sown? And I feel that you do struggle, because I almost feel that there is a sense of a deadline that some of you guys need to achieve within the month of August. And this is where the Ten of Wands can come in as well, because Ten of Wands can be a card about deadlines that we need to meet. Often if I've done a reading on myself, how my day is going to go, especially with the website, and it's very, very busy, there are deadlines that I need to hit. So, you know, people come for readings and I have a certain amount of time that I need to turn those readings around in. And sometimes you can feel the burn. And this person certainly feels the burn, okay? Because they need to get these wands over to that house. Can you see? He's carrying 10 wands and he needs to get it over to that house. But he'll do it because he's not the 10 of wands in reverse. When the 10 of wands is in the reverse, it's literally, you've got no chance, as far as I'm concerned, because the wands look far more awkward and far more heavier when they're in this reverse state. But when it's upright, you do have some control, okay? But it's heavy duty work. It's a lot of pressure, I feel, to get something completed. And with that Five of Cups showing up next door to it, it can say that you feel an element of sadness around this. It might be that you're having to sacrifice your own happiness, your own enjoyment of life. Because remember, we've got the Three of Cups, which are now on the floor. So the Three of Cups on its own talks about enjoyment, partying, having a good time, enjoying your time with friends, lots of communication, lots of camaraderie. But when they're in the reverse, not in the reverse, when they're on the floor and the the liquid is all spilled out of them, it means that your cup is half empty. So I feel that with all of the responsibility you seem to have this month, I almost get the feeling that for some of you Librans that you'll be seeing that whilst you're trying to achieve something of absolute importance to you, it could mean that you see your cups being half empty, i.e., you know, I'm not really feeling fulfilled emotionally wise, happiness wise. I'm not really, you know, I've had to probably turn down invitations with this Three of Cups on the floor. Okay, you've still got Two of Cups there. So it still says that you have opportunities here to rectify the matter. But your focus is on the Three of Cups in the front, which says, I see the cup as being half full. I'm not feeling a particular sense of fulfillment here. So though you are determined to get something working, determined to ignore what everybody else is saying to you, I feel that it sees that you actually run out of a lot of energy here in the month of August. This is what I'm getting from this reading. I feel that you seem to run out of steam quite a bit. Okay, so much so that you're beginning to... I see this Ten of Wands facing that Five of Cups. For some reason, the word regret is coming to me. Okay, but it's not all bad at all. I do sense some form of regret with those two cards, because you're struggling with the Ten of Wands, with many, many burdens, many responsibilities, to which the Five of Cups would say to me afterwards, well, perhaps I'm regretting this. Perhaps I'm regretting giving up my summer for work, to fulfill a deadline. Okay, maybe this Queen of Wands is somebody that you need to report to. Often when you get a court card, it can mean that there is another person. Now, we know, Libra, that you are an air sign, so the Queen of Wands would not be you. It'd simply be your energy, or the energy around you. So if the Queen of Wands isn't a person, then it's something that you're doing, okay? And we know with the Queen of Wands, she's an exceptionally busy, fiery, and she's determined. But she's also got this sort of self-assurity that she'll get everything done, because she's that confident within herself. But the problem with the Queen of Wands is that, unlike somebody like the Queen of Pentacles, she's in a rush to get things done. She's in a rush often to prove herself and to prove that she can multitask. And she doesn't often take care of the finer details. And it could be that you haven't taken care of the finer details of some of these things that you've got on at the minute, because we see that you're still struggling here. So you haven't wrapped everything up. There's no way that you could have wrapped everything up. Okay, because the Queen of Wands, when you get wands, they're often to do with a sense of needing to take action. That's what the wands indicate. When you get cups, water energy, it's the need for me as a reader, I see cups as the need to understand, or the need to feel something emotionally that helps you to move out of a situation and move forward. When you get the wands, it's the need to take action on something that you understand. So the Queen of Wands, I've seen her show up many a time as a businesswoman, as a woman who is a project manager, for example, who manages many, many projects, who does many, many things. And she's almost seen like a superwoman. But the problem with the wands is that they can be very kind of devil-may-care. They can think that they've got everything in the bag. It's like the King of Wands. He will purchase business after business after business. So as soon as he sees something that he likes, he'll go and he'll buy it. But then he won't run it. He'll get bored and then he'll just allocate it to somebody else. They're very strategical, the wands are. But if you're not careful with wand energy, you can kind of just rush into things without thinking about it first. And that's the problem with the wands for me, that they are so rambunctious, they are so determined, so ambitious to be head of the pack, ambitious to be a leader, ambitious to be in the forefront of everything. But do they take care of the details? You look at somebody like the Page of Wands, very, very mischievous type of character, okay? But when you get a Page of Wands, especially as a character, this is one moment this person wants this, one moment this person wants that. The same as the Knight of Wands, likes to depart but never arrive, never really likes to stick around, likes to get the job done sexually and then run off. Doesn't really want to kind of stick about or stick around to develop anything. And even though the Wands are about building and developing things, yes, but what's the follow through on that? Often with Wands, I need to see a follow through card to show that there's longevity in something that is being built. Okay, because for me, Wands, you know, you can be a Queen of Wands and you can be at the height of your fame, you can be at the height of your career. But how does that follow through? Because you're always going to have to stay with what you are as an individual. And I feel with the Queen of Wands energy, she likes to be someone who is seen as attractive, somebody who is seen as very, very valuable as an individual, pertaining to what it is that she can give, pertaining to what it is that she can offer. But does she really focus properly on what she's doing? And the whole point this month is to streamline and to focus properly on what you do. Okay? Because I do feel that whilst you achieve what you need to achieve in the month of August, I feel that it probably could be done in a far better way. And I feel that you're not listening maybe to some people or opinions that might be saying, well, you could probably look at doing something in a different way. It's not what you want to do that's the issue. It's the fact that you might have many other things that you need to do and concentrate on, and you're wanting to take on another thing. You know, these 6 wands here in your general energy could be other things that you've got on the go at the moment, and you're picking up another wand, you're picking up another project, okay, to the detriment of these 6 wands. So these 6 wands are all vying for your attention. They're saying, we need to be looked at. We need to be looked at. We need to be looked at. And you're like, no, 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 I'm going to concentrate on this because it seems like a really good idea. I've had an amazing epiphany that, you know, I'm going to take this new project on. And remember, when you get the Ace of Wands, it's all about new projects that come to you. But remember, you've still got other things that you need to deal with those 7 wands. So the 7 of Wands might not be that you are facing adversity from others. It might be simply that you've got a lot of projects on here and you suddenly want to pick up something else. Does it make sense? Is it the right thing to do? Just because you're excited by something new and you kind of want to concentrate on that, which is why I was saying with, for example, the Page of Wands energy, that the Page of Wands, one moment he's excited about this thing, and then the next minute he goes in another direction, he's excited about something else because he's not really thought it through. So I feel in the month of August, it's all to do with thinking things through and, you know, be more kind of pentacle orientated, i.e. I'm going to work on something and I'm going to work on the one thing, and when that's completed, then I'll work on another. I just get the sense that you're doing too much, okay? And it could be to the detriment of having to sacrifice your own time, or you might be feeling emotionally burnt out. We also have the Chariot. Now, this is the only time that I would say with the Chariot that I agree with the 2 Sphinxes on the card. Because usually the 2 Sphinxes on this Chariot mean I'm being pulled in 2 directions, okay? Or I have a choice to make or a decision to make, okay? And really what the Chariot says is you, us, we are the guy here. So we're the one that needs to streamline the confusion, to streamline the decision in order to move forward. So we have to be confident enough to move forward in a certain direction, okay? Now, actually I don't agree with the 2 Sphinxes, because I've just looked at this card and thought about the rest of the reading in another way. I feel in one way you are in the right, and one way you are in the wrong, okay? Because the advice card is the 2 of Wands. And the more I look at the card, the more I see one person holding on to one wand. And we've seen this person holding on to one wand all the way throughout this reading. 7 of Wands, somebody holds one wand. Ace of Wands, somebody's holding one wand. Two of Wands, somebody's holding one wand with a backup plan here. Okay. To me, the advice is, with this Two of Wands, by all means, pursue your goals in the month of August, but also leave something in reserve, okay? Or, you know, go out into the world and pursue ideas that you have, okay? But remember that you need to streamline stuff, which is why this guy hasn't taken the two wands. He's not taking the two ideas out because he figures, as far as I'm concerned with this card, that yes, I've got two ideas, but maybe it would be best just to focus on the one thing at the one time, okay? So I feel that it's about focusing on the one thing at the one time and not doing everything in a rush because you want to get it done, or because you want to get things done so quickly that you burn yourself out. Because I feel that you could really, you know, lose out this month doing something like that. We do see that you achieve in the end. You really do. Because the Chariot, as I've said, is the card of exhaustion, because this person drives this chariot, but he's got two sphinxes that want to go in separate directions. So the sphinxes represent our internal emotions. They represent our thoughts. They represent how we feel about certain situations. So this person is conflicted on the card, okay? And his job is basically to rein in the doubts that he might have in order that he can progress. So I feel after the Five of Cups, you might be having doubts around whatever this is with that Chariot card. But I feel that you are still pretty much determined to reach the finish line, to obtain a goal within the month of August, Libra. And you do it, because we've got the Ten of Swords showing up. Now, the Ten of Swords means I feel knackered, okay? I could read this in two ways, this reading. I really could. I could say that with the Chariot, and the first thing I said to you is, it's the first time I agree with the two sphinxes, that maybe you need to kind of slow down. Okay, because it's the sphinxes that will cause this guy to slow down. All right? Because every now and then, he has to rein these people in, these sphinxes in. Because they want to gallop at 100 miles an hour in their own directions, and he has to keep reining it in. So it's almost like your ideas are all over the place, that you have to keep reining in, and you have to kind of keep centered and keep focused. The number sevens are about keeping focused amidst chaotic thoughts or amidst confusion. So the Chariot to me is, with this guy, he's consistently having to rein, and even though we don't see reins on these sphinxes, he does have reins. You see them in other, every chariot. Why do we have a chariot? Well, we can't push a chariot along ourselves. We need others, or we need a couple of horses or a couple of beasts to pull that chariot along. Okay, so this is the card about, this is a card about others helping, as far as I'm concerned, with the Chariot. Because the Chariot, to me, doesn't just mean internal turmoil. It means that there might be others around you. Remember, there are three objects on this card. And the three objects are the man, black sphinx, white sphinx. So these can be other people who might be obstacles in our way. And this could maybe tally up with the Seven of Wands, because it's another number 7. So again, it's other things that are putting an obstacle in our way from doing exactly what it is that we want. Because this can either be a helpful energy as far as I'm concerned, or it can be unhelpful. If these wands are threatening to hold you back, then they're unhelpful. If they're trying to give you advice and say, look, I'm trying to make you see something here, then it's helpful. And this is why I said at the beginning that in a way, the first thing to say with the Chariot is I kind of agreed with the sphinxes. Because I feel that the sphinxes are trying to kind of make you see that what you are doing could lead to your downfall, or could lead to your sense of exhaustion or overdoing it in the month of August. So in a way, I can see the two sphinxes as being a helpful energy in the month of August, especially if there are other people involved in a situation. And you're saying, no, I want to do things my way. And they're saying, listen, we know that you want to do it your way, but surely it would be better to do it like this. It would be far more logical, it would be quicker, and it would help you in the long run. And you're like, no, I can do this all on my own. Which is what this person is saying. This person is saying, I'm in charge of you two. Okay, so it could be where there are group disagreements. And maybe the struggle is with having to carry the weight of other people's disagreements. And therefore, maybe there is a loss of friendships here with this Five of Cups, because there is no agreement on this, okay? And maybe the fact that you've got people who are disagreeing with you in that Chariot card leads to feeling that a sense of betrayal, maybe, with others. Because I'm getting a lot of cards that suggest that there might be other people involved. Ten of Swords. When you get Ten of Swords, these can be people who you feel are stabbing you in the back, or people that don't have your back, or people that you feel are against you, okay? It can mean several people are involved in a situation when you get the Ten of Swords. And the same as the Ten of Wands, it can mean that you're carrying a lot of burdens around other people's ideas with you, okay? Now, as I said, I could read this in two ways. If it's a case of, Libra, for the month of August, that you are carrying a lot of heat from other people, i.e. other people are saying to you, you're saying, well, I feel that this should be done in this way, okay? Yes, I do have a lot of other things that I need to tend to, but this comes first with me right now, and other people are kind of disagreeing with you in the month of August, then they would be in the right to disagree, because it could be that your resolution, your determination to move forward with something could lead to defeat with that Ten of Swords, which could see you having to say goodbye or having to wrap something up with this Ten of Cups, because it cannot be done. So this new project that you've got on, that is to the detriment of everything else with that Seven of Wands, if you're following me, you might be very excited about it, and it might be, bing, right, I'm going to go with this now, regardless of everything else that I've got to do. But other people might be saying to you, listen, this isn't a good thing. And you're saying, no, I'm taking this one wand here and I'm doing things my way. This is the card of someone who wants to do things their own way, okay? Because you've got this bright spark of an idea. But the Ace of Wands doesn't promise that an idea is going to be right. It never does. It just says you've got the bright spark of a new creative idea or venture, okay? You're looking at it. You're evaluating it. Probably with everything else you've got on the go. Could also be around a person, fire sign individual. You seem to be carrying the heat, or carrying the burdens, or carrying the ideas, and finding it difficult, of carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders with this Ten of Wands. And it could be that the weight of everybody else's ideas that you're pushing against, because remember the Ten of Wands can be a card that you're pushing against other people's ideas. It could mean the loss of friendship. And it could mean that they are proved right. That if you do move too much ahead in your own sense of indestructiveness, it could mean that it comes to nothing, or there is defeat on the cards with that Ten of Swords, which then could say, well, I'm going to have to wrap this up. There's nothing else I can do. I've done too much. Maybe the idea that I had that I wanted to work on instead of everything else, maybe there's nothing more I can do about it. Maybe because I've been taking on too much, I'm just too exhausted. So I'm going to need to wrap it up with the Ten of Cups. And therefore I need to take time out possibly to heal with that Star. The other way that I could look at this reading is to say, yes, you are in the right. Seven of Wands shows resoluteness, confidence. It shows the ability to say, I'm strong, I'm not worried, I'll fight you to the death over this new idea with the Ace of Wands. And it's got to be something that's just come about, because we've got these images that I'm seeing of the Seven of Wands, one person holding a wand against 6 wands, one hand holding one wand in the Ace of Wands, one person holding on to one idea that they intend to move forward with in the Two of Wands. There is the evaluation of how you can get this to grow. Probably something that's been in development. Probably looking at, what will come of this? How much can I make from this? Or should I just kind of put you're probably looking at your money. You're probably looking at investing in something here. Okay, amidst other things that you've got on the go, other things that might need your attention far more than this. However, you may just invest in many, many projects with this Queen of Wands energy. But you might have bitten off more than you can chew. Ten of Wands. Therefore, it might be with this this Five of Cups, that you're tired, you're exhausted. You're seeing the cups as being half full rather than half empty rather than half full. There is a sense of exhaustion here around this. However, you push ahead. You do feel exhausted, but it has a happy ending as your dreams are realised at the start. So the reading really could work in two ways. I do get a sense that there are many people involved in a certain situation for you, Libra, in the month of August 2016, okay? I feel that you're pushing against something or someone. I feel that you might be taking on more than you can chew. Now, for some of you guys, it will end up being a situation where your dreams are realised. You might be pushing ahead so much despite the internal conflict that you have, probably brought on by other people's ideas, i.e. in the Seven of Wands and that Ten of Wands. You might be absolutely exhausted with the Ten of Swords, but it reaches a happy conclusion with the Ten of Cups, which results in the Star, the realisation of a dream. However, I do feel that, you know, we can look at the advice card with this reading in two ways. If the first way that we looked at the reading was that you are taking on too much with that Seven of Wands, you've got other projects or other things to do, okay, at the moment with those Seven Wands, but you're holding on to an idea, something that you believe is going to bring you something amazing with the Ace of Wands. You're probably looking at what you saved up in terms of money. Often that Seven of Pentacles can be, I'm looking at my bank account, I'm looking to invest in something. And it might be that you look to invest. It could be in a person, or it could be in another project with the Queen of Wands energy. You may have taken on more than you can chew with the Ten of Wands, which results in the likelihood of maybe some form of loss, though the Five of Cups can be an emotional loss more than anything else. So it's to the detriment of your own happiness, your own health, that type of thing. You are quite pig-headed on this. You won't be dissuaded from this idea. Despite these two Sphinxes saying no, you're saying yes. It could be that they're proven right, and you crash. The idea crashes. There is defeat in what it is that you were moving towards. Therefore, you wrap things up with the Ten of Cups. And you go away to try and heal and maybe think of other ideas. I feel that the advice card with this would say, do one thing at a time. By all means, pursue your dreams, okay? But hold something in the reserve with that one wand here in the background that's bolted. Don't take, there's a reason for why that one wand is bolted in the background. And that's because the guy is taking things step by step. So it's almost like the advice is take things step by step. Be more cautious. Don't be so determined to go ahead with something that you probably haven't thought through. The other way that we explain the reading is, yes, you've probably come up against some opposition, but you're determined to pursue a new idea. You've evaluated it. You've maybe looked at the money side of it potentially. And you're looking to go ahead because we've got the Queen of Wands. Whenever you get a Queen of Wands and it's next door to a stagnant card, sometimes for me this means the go ahead. You move forward, you're proactive with the idea. You might struggle because the burdens might all be on you. You might not have much support. And therefore, there might be the loss of friendships or the loss of time or the loss of support, and you're sad about that. But with perseverance, it might be an exhausting experience, but you have your happy ending and a wish is fulfilled with the Star. So therefore the outcome could be pursue your ideals with confidence. Pursue them with confidence because they'll pay off. Take the journey. If you've got an idea, take it out there. I feel this is just all to do with your intuition. What does your intuition tell you in the month of August that you need to do? in terms of this reading. If any of this resonates with you guys, what does your intuition? As I say, my readings can resonate with any part of your life. It could be love, it could be work, it could be career, travelling, whatever it is. It will work out for you or it won't. It just depends on how resolute you are and how much you know about what it is that you're getting into. How much you know about yourself, how much you know about your body, how much you know about what you can deal with and what you can't. If you're taking on too much, slow it down. Do one thing at one time. One thing at a time. If you've nearly racked up on projects and something new comes in, then by all means pursue it because it could pay off. But if taking new stuff on, whatever this is, Libra, in the month of August, means that you are going to be losing out on friendships, losing out on support, even losing out potentially on money, then think very carefully about it and take one thing at a time, because Rome wasn't built in a day. We're going to have a look at what the angels are saying on this reading, Libra. Universe, Spirit, show me. Angels, what is the advice that you have for Librans in the month of August 2016? What is the advice that you have for Libra? Opportunity has just flipped out. That's interesting. Let's see. Positive growth and expansion is on the horizon for you. This opportunity may bring with it inspiration and insight, or it could be the chance you've been waiting for to take action on ideas you already have. Interesting. You may be seeking to manifest the chance to create changes in your career, buy or sell a home, or bring romance into your life. Whatever your desires, your angels are about to open a door of possibilities for you. Step right through. Brilliant. So I feel that the angels are backing up the reading that there's an opportunity that's coming to you in the month of August. But I feel that this reading is also saying, yes, the advice can be step right through, be confident. But the advice can also be, make sure that whatever the opportunity is, you can handle. Because it could either see that you are defeated over this, you're so tired and exhausted, or a step that you take might not be the right one at the right time. So therefore, you need to plan ahead, you need to be strategical, and you need to make sure that you don't just jump on opportunities. That you know exactly what it is and what you can't, what you can and what you can't deal with, Libra. If you can jump on the opportunity, jump on it. But I feel that you just need to make sure that you know exactly where you stand in terms of time restraints, in terms of doing things, in terms of making sure that these opportunities are a success for you. It is a very positive time, I feel, in the month of August for expansion and growth, definitely. But make sure that it's not to the detriment of everything else that you've got going on in your life at the moment. Okay, that's your reading, Libra, for the month of August 2016. I would like to say thank you very, very much for joining me on Carol's Universe, and I will speak with you guys soon. Take care.